Well, the April 2nd start date for tariffs is just around the corner, and Canadian officials are getting ready. Host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney, joins us now with the very latest from Canada. Shaun, good to have you with us today. And we hear that Prime Minister Mark Carney has responded, particularly to tariffs on automobiles, and he's also laying out the current relationship with the United States. What all is he saying?
Yeah, great to be with you here this morning. So I would say Prime Minister Carney is definitely taking a little bit of a different track here than we've seen in the past under Prime Minister Trudeau. So his quote is yesterday is saying, "It is clear that the United States is no longer a reliable partner. It is possible that with the comprehensive negotiations, we'll be able to restore some trust, but there will be no turning back." And he concluded with, "We will need to dramatically reduce our reliance on the United States. We will need to pivot our trade relationships elsewhere." So they're speaking very clearly, Prime Minister Carney was, in terms of Canada needing to diversify its trading relationships around the world.
Wow, some strong words there. That, and also Ontario Premier Ford has been talking again with U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. What was the outcome of those talks?
Yeah, so apparently the other night, after the announcement of the new auto tariffs and countries around the world trying to scramble to try to find some potential carve-outs, there's this relationship between Ontario Premier Ford and Secretary Lutnick. This is kind of unconventional in the sense that it's Premier Ford. This is like a state governor negotiating with the Prime Minister of Canada. It's kind of an odd thing, but the relationship seems to be working. Although sources of the Globe and Mail and Bloomberg both saying that Canada is likely to not get the auto tariffs totally scrapped, Canada could gain a very significant relative advantage against the rest of the world. The big contentious here on the autos is how the U.S. defines American content in vehicle parts. There's a lot of talk about potentially Chinese auto parts coming to Canada and then working their way in under the USMCA. That's something the U.S. has accused Canada of, and they're trying to probably rectify in these talks.
Yeah, that is an interesting dynamic there. So, we've had some false starts so far with these tariffs. What are you thinking? You think they will actually happen next week on April 2nd?
Well, I think anyone's guess is as good as mine. Here's what I will say on this is that, if you look at the business environment in the U.S., the business environment in Canada and Mexico, what a lot of CEOs are saying is that the stop and starting and doing this, not doing that, it's creating too much uncertainty. Just tell me what we're doing and let's move forward. So if it's a blanket 10% tariff, let's just get on with it. And at least I know what I'm dealing with. I think this pulling back is really starting to create some havoc inside the business community on all sides of the border.
Definitely so. It is a lot of back and forth. That's host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney. We appreciate your time today. And this Real Ag Radio update is brought to you by Economics. And you can go to nutrient-economics.com for the latest crop nutrition research and information. And you can catch Shaun on his show, Real Ag Radio, which airs at 4:30 p.m. Eastern weekdays on Rural Radio, Channel 147 on Sirius XM. And we will talk with him again on Monday.